Mic check, mic check, mic check. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Abel Jets Virtual Group live stream. I am your host, as always, Freezing Falcon, founder and CEO of Abel Jets Virtual Group. I hope that you are doing well wherever you are watching this live stream from. It is Friday afternoon in my time zone, or Friday evening in Southeast Asia, that is, which means it's time for us to do the usual Friday afternoon / evening live stream in the Abel Jets Virtual Group YouTube channel. In this particular occasion, though, we will not be joining the usual flight with Mas Aldo Mampir and the others. They are currently doing a live stream as well, flying somewhere in Indonesia, if I'm not mistaken, from Bali to Jakarta. Yeah, we've flown in that particular region of the world quite significantly, so I suppose, you know, why not explore other places that that me, at least personally, don't get to visit very often. In this particular live stream, folks, we are going to fly the brand new Just Flight Fokker F70 for the first time in the YouTube channel. This beautiful aircraft, she is the shorter fuselage variant of the Fokker F100/70 family. This particular airframe itself, she is registered as Foxtrot Alpha Juliet Juliet Foxtrot, as you can perhaps see on the tail section there. She bears the nose name of Paula Martens, and also she operates for Abel Jump, which is the regional feeder carrier of Abel Jets Virtual Group, as you can see there. In this live stream, ladies and gentlemen, we will be connecting Switzerland's largest city of Zurich. A very beautiful day it is now. It is today in Zurich. Very clear skies, and I guess it's also, you know, boiling hot down here at the tarmac, considering that Europe has been, you know, it's been heated up for the past several months by the insurmountable amount of heat waves that we've had so far. I mean, I live not that far from Switzerland, and it's like 33 degrees this afternoon, which is tropical, to say the least. I've got 2 fans here in my room. One is a misting fan, but still the air temperatures are not unbearable, but they're just not comfortable. We'll be flying towards one of Spain's rich in history cities of Valencia, with a block time of about 2 hours and 20 minutes. By the way, this is the stock Zurich International Airport series by Asobo, by the developers of Microsoft Flight Simulator. That is, yeah, it's quite a nicely detailed handcrafted scenery, considering that it's, you know, default by Asobo. Usually the taxiway signs are all wrong here and there, but hopefully that's not going to be the case for this afternoon's live stream. Okay, just bear with me for a second, folks. There's a Swiss International Airlines A320 just next to us. Wondering if that's Wendo, because he's the one who suggested this route. There, that's him. That's Wendo. Obviously, that's him, because he is the one who suggested this particular route like 2 weeks ago, I think. And here we are. It's quite rare to see him flying an Airbus. Usually he flies a Boeing, like a 737 or something. There we go. Alright, let me just generate my flight plan here. Just bear with me for a second. Not you. The active runways are 10 and also 16. But if we take 16, we'll need to taxi all the way there. See, so I suppose runway 10 should be sufficient for us. It's like 2,500 meters long, and you know, we're flying an aircraft that practically does not need a runway at all. Let's take runway 10, shall we? And what's the active runway at Valencia? I think it only has a single runway at the airport, but just, you know, check. Runway 12 is active, see? So let's change that, 12. Okay. Airtime 2 hours 10 minutes, block fuel 7 tons actually. 70 passengers on board. Departure time will be at 1400 Zulu. Let's generate a flight plan here. Oh, we'll be flying a beam Palma de Mallorca by the looks of it. Interesting. Okay, let's pre-file the flight plans with VATSIM. Alright. Okay. It's really been a while since I flew in and out of Zurich. I think it's been more than a year. So let's see what will happen. But yeah, it's got 3 runways, folks. Quite like an American airport in a way. You know, they've got like crisscrossing runways here and there, but yeah, we shall see. Sim Brief. Sorry, Sim Brief. What's your name? GSX. GSX. There we go. Up and away. Set intentions.ai. Coming alive. Huh? Come on. New flight. What is it? That's strange. Okay, set intentions only recognizes the previous flight that I did in Indonesia. It's like 2 or 3 days ago. But let's try to restart the software then. Just bear with me for a second, folks. Yep, just once, please. Alright. New flight. Okay, now that is strange. Account connected. It somehow does not recognize our flight. I mean, this one that we are flying. Also, I've generated the Sim Brief flight plan. Just bear with me. Let's go to portal, say intentions. Trying to sort some things out here. Just making sure that we are still connected to Sim Brief. Navigraph connected. Setting. Yeah, Sim Brief's connected. It is the correct pilot ID. Strange. Yeah, so be it then. I mean, we only use it mostly for the flight attendant stuff, but should be alright. Oh, there's someone else by the looks of it. Austrian A320. I don't think they are part of our group flight, but yeah, should be it. Alright, welcome on board to the flight deck of the F70. Unfortunately, I've just, you know, connected to the aircraft's electricals. Nothing else. I haven't even aligned the IRS because I've just came back from somewhere else. So yeah, let's get ready. I suppose let's set this thing up and tune down the music a little bit. It's a little bit too loud here. There we go. LFB. There goes our flight plan automatically loaded. What's the OAT actually? I'm quite curious. 30 degrees Celsius, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at that. No. What up? Yeah, 30 degrees Celsius at Zurich, folks. That is tropical. You know, in a way I came to the UK to escape the heat from home, from my home country, but I wasn't expecting to meet it again here, so that's quite a shocking, shocking thing to know. Let's start refueling, shall we? Let's go realistic. There we go. And there we go. Thank you. Yeah, let's just use the jetway. We are not a low-cost carrier.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Alright. Let's do the overhead. VATSIM. Yeah, it should be alright. Avionics and AFGS systems, flight accommodations, this are the flight control stuff. Ground control, sorry, FDR ground control on, or CVR actually, cockpit voice recorder. Flight control augmentation systems, yaw dampers, auto throttle, stab trip, sort of limiters. Perfect. Hydraulics are nominal. The F70 and the F100, they have, the same principle as an Airbus does. Which means if, you don't have any lights in the cockpit, it means that things are doing just fine. Engine 1 fire, engine 2 fire. Oh, silly me. I forgot to turn on the screen, so let's get it on. Both sides. Get some lighting as well here, it's quite dark in here. In the flight deck. Sorry, in the... yeah, the flight deck, what else? Okay, I think that's a fuel truck.
Fuel truck is in position.
There we go. Let's get you on, both sides.
Aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Engine number 2 test. Okay, looks good on the ECAM. I'm not entirely sure whether Fokker calls it the ECAM or ICAS, but it's basically the same thing. And this get test. Looking good, APU flight test. Alright. Smoke detection test. Looking good. Annunciation test. See, it's like an Airbus. Warning system test. Do that automatically. Connected directional power. 115 volts issued a read. 400 hertz. As you can see there. Alright, we are being refueled now. Oh my lord, wasn't expecting that, but alright. You do you, GSX. Hey, where did window go? Wasn't it just there? QV EJ2IT. Hi there. Welcome on board to our live stream this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying it so far. Thanks for stopping by. Window had a CTT at the gate, rebooting the same as we speak for an expedited setup. Roger that, window. Sorry to hear that. Oh no. We've got someone having a CTT box before everything starts, but perhaps Zurich. It's how to say, it's a computationally heavy airport, especially if you've got photogrammetry stuff turned on and all of the world update stuff's enabled as well. I mean, I'm running this particular stream in medium graphic settings, whereas usually I run them at high graphic settings just to get a reasonable frame rate. Alright, let's continue. Align the IRS, we've got 2 of them. Once, twice. Ah, no! Reset, reset, reset. Okay, once, twice. You have to like press the switch here to like override the bulk. There's like a a bulk or a D10 to prevent you to go from align to nav. That is. Okay, it's in the align mode now. Fuel pumps can be turned off for now. We are still being refueled. As you can see, engine start switches are normal. Landing pressurization, sorry, cabin pressurization. Our destination airport's elevation is 240 feet. So let's put yeah, somewhere there. Should be good. APU fire has been tested. Packs are off for now. We should check if we can connect like an external AC unit or something, because it's very hot in Europe. These days. Emergency exits on. Do we have any? We don't have any, alright. Which means that I think we need to fire up the APU a little bit early just to cool down the cabin because it's blazing hot outside. Alright, let's go to init page and sorry, in the McDo that is. And then put in our route here from Zurich, LSZH to Valencia in Spain. Valencia is also famous for its football team, to my knowledge that is. Invoice for Jet Aviation of Philip. Well, almost $3,000 just for fuel there. That's why the aviation industry is expensive, folks. Most of the direct operating costs that an airline, has is from the fuel charges, from the fuel fees. Let's take runway 10, shall we? It's the shorter one. Sorry, not a shorter one, but our taxi distance will be exponentially shorter than the other 2 runways. Right, what's our parking stand number? Zurich is quite a massive airport, so we have to cross-check for our parking stands. Okay, should be this one I think. We are at Dock A. Alpha 15. Yeah, should be that one. Parking stand coordinates Alpha 15. That is our coordinates. We must cross-check this with the coordinates that the FMS automatically gives, because it usually centers at the airport instead of the actual parking stand that we are currently parked at. So the latitude would be 27.3 north. See, it's quite different. And then for the longitude, it would be 008. 00833.4. 33.4 east. See, it's also quite different. And then we can align the IRS. There we go. Take some time now as the IRS is being aligned. IRSs, we've got 2 of those. Alright, let's resume our prep. Now let's greet not Erica. I don't think Erica's assigned to our flight this afternoon. Let's just see. Let's just check. Just bear with me. Okay, it's Elise. It's Elise. Good afternoon, Elise. Welcome on board to our flight this afternoon. I hope that you are doing well with your crewmates. As usual, if there is anything that goes out of the ordinary, please do let us know in the flight deck, and I will be informing you when we are ready to start the boarding process. Thank you. Let's get the radios
Thank
on.
you, Captain. We are prepared and ready to assist as needed.
There she goes. Comms, Unicom on the left hand side, and on the right hand side we'll have the company frequency as usual, folks. If you are joining us in this group light in the VATSIM network and you want to, you know, just chat with us using the voice comms or the radios, we have a company frequency that is open at 123.210 megahertz, as you can see there. Alright, where they'll set that to test initially, and then we go here. Alright, weather's on, but it's unstabilized as expected. 5 degrees up, should be alright. Go TCAS 2000, transponder mode, ILS localizer for departure. We don't need any, you know, we're in a very VMC day, that is, so no need for ILS guidance for departure. Let's go to the init page. Lock fuel, let's see, ROFB. ROFB. Block fuel is going to be at 7 tons basically. 6.994.
Zurich traffic, so it's 935 Lima on short final runway 14.
Zero fuel weight's going to be at 32.6 tons about, sorry, 30.325 tons, which is about 1.5 tons, oh sorry, 2 tons, beneath our maximum. Zero fuel weight. 30.3 wasn't it? Yeah, 30.3. Takeoff gross weight. It's gonna be at 37 tons, which is just about 900 kilograms beneath our MTOW. Okay. Cruising 330. Should be good. And then for our departure, this thing has the exact, not the exact, but I would say a very similar McDo as the Airbus A310 and A300. Very similar. A very old school style Airbus McDo this is. Okay, let's take runway 10, and then the suit's gonna be Vebit 1 Delta by the looks of it. It has got this rather interesting turn, Vebit 1 Delta. Or Delta. No? Vebit 1 Delta, runway 10. It's not there. Hold up. I know the F70, has a rather... Sorry, F100, F70 has got some issues with the nav data update recently, but... You know, okay, it's out of date. Navigraph nav data, sorry, the Navigraph nav data update is having some issues with the aircraft so far, but... If we check here... Effective March 2025, so I don't think this particular departure okay, we've got the 4 echo over there, you can see. Gotta be 4 echo. Yeah, it should be there. 4 echo. Let's just take that. Search. There we have it. Secondary flight plan's not modeled so far, but that's alright. Let's get LEVC 1, 2. Not allowed? What in the world? Or if we just put LEVC. That is strange. Well, perhaps we will have to wait for the IRS to be aligned first. That's the case. Should be right. Yeah, see, our nav data is outdated as well there, but I think it's gonna be the issue with Navigraph. Well, because it's got some errors with updating the nav data, unfortunately. Just align the iris now, shall we? Getting a little bit anxious with that blinking, but let's see. Status.
Zurich traffic, please. 935 Lima, cross runway 28.
Okay, the maps are, sorry, the align modes are blinking. Not entirely sure why is that. Spare with me. Okay, should be alright, sis. It's for the wind. Just bear with me, please, for a bit. Carines. Yeah, if it's blinking, it says that it should be perfectly aligned. It's been taking a while. Which is quite strange. Alright. Let's mind our other businesses, shall we? Let's view the power up, check the circuit breakers are all in, the fuel lever shots, leading gear selectors down. External power on, IRS, navs, emergency lights arm, exterior lights are set as well. On cage, sorry, cage the standby. Attitude horizon there. Exterior lights set, power up checks complete, pre-flight checks, emergency equipment set, oxygen tested, left hand side and right hand side. Looks good. Task panels check, flight recorders on, aircraft documents on board, pre-flight checklist complete. let's just hit this button, shall we? Turn around. Confirm.
Turn around mode selected.
There we go. Alright, much better. Okay, the IRS are aligned. But it removes all of our flight plans, so let's just redo that. LSZH to LEVC. There we go. Seven tons. Zero fuel weight would be what was it? 30.3 tons, 30.3 tons. Zero fuel weight. 37.1 tons of takeoff gross weights. Departure is gonna be from probably 10 Vebit for Echo. Insert that. There we go, should be right. And in there as well now, as you can see. Good. And I think that noise comes from the fact that our airstairs have been opened there. I think we can start the boarding process, shall we? Hi Elise, I think we can start the boarding process now. Thank you.
Understood, Captain. We will begin the boarding process now.
Alright, there she goes. Merci beaucoup. Let's go to boarding. Let's go to realistic. Come on. Start boarding, please. Request boarding. Why is that jetway disconnecting? Oh, come on. Come on, jetway.
Passenger's bus is coming.
That is strange. Yeah, so be it. So be it. Let's get you to 15 miles once and twice. And let's fire up the APU as well, because it's blazing hot outside. So we'll get the APU on. Override the bulk and start the APU. See, it's 48 degrees in the cabin, it's very warm already. And then performance calculations, we'll do that here. Import aircraft, runway 10 for departure, import sim brief. 31 degrees hot south, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at that. Calculate. 0 flaps, flexing 50. And just like the F100, folks, this thing can take off with flaps 0, without flaps at all. Which is quite amazing. Okay, the APU is available now. Flex 50, but we'll, you know, we'll have the GPU connected to that. It will relieve some of the APU loads. Okay, that goes window. Back in the game. Welcome aboard, mate. Oh, COM2's not live. Our COM2, that is. Just bear with me for a sec. There we go. Company frequency again at 123210. Could be alright. Takeoff trim would be 1.7 units. Let's also close the doors, and it's very loud. I think there's someone taxiing just right behind us. There goes Elise. It doesn't do anything. Oh, fastest from the model matching. Let's see. No, it's not from the model matching. Alright, so be it then. So be it. Okay, also departure procedure here, verbit for Echo, verbit for Echo. Initial climb, clearance 5,000 feet. Runway 10. So it's just runway. 5,000 here.
Runway 10 via
5,000, and then we'll put 250 knots here on the speed window. 250 knots, and arm the flight directors once and twice. Takeoff performance, let's put in our initial data here. So the free speeds are going to be 129, 129, 137, 129, 129, and 137. There we go, into the EFIS as well. Alright, Cynthia, are you ready for the departure briefing? Yes, you are, that's good. So here we are currently at Zurich International Airport in Switzerland. We are currently at parking stand number Alpha 15. Let's take runway 15 for departure, shall we? Which means we will be pushing back facing to the west. But looks of it will take Echo 7. Okay, can we do that actually? Okay, we can do that, should be right. Link 3. Sorry, we'll be pushing back from Alpha 15 facing to the west onto inner, and then we'll take link 3, Echo 7, cross 16 into Lima, and then from Lima, okay, all the way to Lima 9 for a full length departure of runway 10. So we'll not need to taxi that long. And then for the departure procedure itself, it's going to be the verbit for Echo departure of runway 10. Initial climb will be to 5,000 feet. As you can see there. And then the transition altitude will be at 7,000. Our initial QDM, sorry, our initial course will be 09. Our initial heading will be 0903 degrees. Towards Wood Point, Zulu Hotel 5110, and then we'll do left hand turns, 5,000 feet operator, and with a maximum speed limit of 210 knots in the turn, and also at Zulu Hotel 505. Then we'll proceed towards Brego 5,000 operator, Zulu Hotel 554 and 558. The MSA around the airport reference point, folks, it's quite comprehensive. It's 4,500 feet on the northeastern side of the aerodrome, 5,600 feet at the northwest, 4,500 at the west, 5,700 at the south, up to 17 DME from the airport reference point, and then it goes beyond to 9,200 feet due to high terrain. In case that we experience engine failure, loss of control, or wind shear before P1, we will check the takeoff, decelerate the aircraft on the runway, vacate the runway whenever it is practicable to do so, retract the flaps. Oh no, we will not be retracting flaps, we will not be using flaps for takeoff, that's the case. Starting the APU to the after landing procedures, and try to troubleshoot the issues afterwards. If those things were to arise after P1, we will continue the takeoff, fly around, we're heading towards the MSA to the east, which is going to be 5,700 feet up to 17 DME, but it potentially rises up to 9,200 feet. Yeah, so we'll hold in about, let's say 15 miles from the airport reference point, 1 minute legs, before planning to come back to Zurich using runway, I think the right runway is 14, 16. You can use both of those. Boarding's complete. Interesting. What about the other boarding? It hasn't started. Oh my lord. Yeah, let's just do instant then. Boarding is complete. Thank you. There we go, much better. Thank you, Elise, for closing the doors. Good show also. Alright, resuming on to departure briefing.
Oh, fuck, here, Tango, it's like runway 10 on the ZX.
The view speed spot today will be 129, 129, 137. Should get them on as well onto the standby airspeed indicator. Flap 0 for departure box. That's something that you would not find on any other aircraft types, I suppose. Flap 0 departures. Primary threats for us will be unfamiliarity with the region, high terrain surrounding the airport, and also pilot unfamiliarity with the aircraft, because I'm still very new with the Just Flight F100 and F70. And ADP, okay, good point, Cynthia. Should be somewhere over here. I think I was reading that thing like half an hour ago. There we go, just before the stream. Aviation, no. Climb with maximum climb gradient up to 4,500 feet. Use the high lift devices, take off configuration. Take off order of 2,900. Alright. Can we? Okay, we can do that, should be right. Plus reduction altitude at 2,900 feet. Let's put that in. And then the acceleration height will be at 4,500 feet. There we go, that is our NADP procedure locked in. And let's switch the iris display to present position, the present position page, because I love seeing, you know, the numbers. There we go. The coordinates like flickering whenever we are flying. It's quite, I won't say beautiful, but it's quite cool, you know, seeing those numbers flicker quite quickly when we're flying at higher airspeeds. There's some kind of like a retro technology or something, retro technology feeling or something into it, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. Alright, let's get the fuel pumps on. Disconnect the GP as well, almost ready for push. Get the heaters on. We're self-sufficient with the APU. Okay, let's do the prep checks. CB's check, pits and gums on board, oxygen tested, both sides. Overhead panels check, instruments panels check, altimeter set, 1015, pedals check, parking brakes set. Fuel quantity is 7 tons, 6.97, 67. Serviceability check, pre-briefing is complete. Prep check complete.
Swedish traffic, Swiss Liner 8 Papa Heavy, lining up for departure runway 10 Swedish traffic.
Before start checklist seatbelts. Meow. On. Let's get the beacon on as well. Fuel panel set, window probeats on, track off data, check and set, 129, 129, 137, flex 650, windows and doors closed, armed flights. Cabin crew, armed doors and slides please.
Copy, Captain. I will clear the doors and slides now.
There we go. F push. Okay, what next? What's next? Beacon lights on, before start checklist is complete. Transponder. TCAS test.
TCAS test. Pass.
Let's go. Nav and Prof.
Departure checks completed.
Go ahead, please.
Pin inserted.
Q. Nav and Prof. It's like in a Boeing, funnily enough. Yeah, let's remove the shocks as well. Shocks are gone, and let's show this thing away. Oh, not you. There we go. Echo CEFB, all sides.
Sector gate Levy 5302, correction 5303, established 146 miles out.
Zurich traffic, Abel 070 Juliet, pushing back from Stan Alpha 15 facing to the west onto inner, expecting runway 10 for departure. Zurich traffic. West.
Release parking brakes, please.
Brakes release.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Dart at Ville.
Alright. Starting engines number 2, then 1 in sequence, but before we do that, start the chrono. Starting engines number 2, then 1 in sequence. Starting engine number 2. And listen to the startup sandbox. It's kind of like the MD-80 in a way. It's got like those whiny, you know, old school medium bypass turbofan sounds to it. Just bear with me. Okay, 10% fuel flow. Listen, listen, listen. That's beautiful, isn't it? Hi Elise, can you please do the safety briefing now? Thank you. Brake set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground, we have engaged and start, you may disconnect.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. We will now begin the safety briefing.
We have a good engine start.
Please
Starting
be
engine
attentive to
number
the
1.
following instructions regarding the safety features of this aircraft. Thank you.
Right, let's play the official Abel Jets Virtual Group safety briefing video then, I suppose. Get the IFE on and the video on as well. 20% and 2 fuel flow, number 1.
Hello everyone, I'm Freezing Falcon from Abel Jets Group. Welcome on board one of our aircraft that is part of our 3,000 airplane strong fleet. We're glad to be your airline for your flight today. Before we take off, please watch the safety briefing video that will be provided by our cabin crew. Enjoy.
Top speed is connected. Go ahead, flight deck. Alright, Signal received, thank you very much for this service, Upgate 1. After start procedure now.
All aircraft
unlock the flight controls, no flaps for departure, arm the lift uppers, auto brake set to RCO,
within the International
arm the auto
Civil
throttle.
Aviation Organization, seatbelts shall be used when in flight. So whenever the seatbelt sign is lit,
Engines start switch off.
please fasten your
Power
seatbelt
down
by
the
inserting
AVU.
the plastic through the buckle.
Test
When
flight
tightening by pulling
controls.
the strap, you can undo your seatbelt by pressing the button.
Ready on my side. Pull up. Pull down, neutral. Pull left. Your right, neutral. Putters, pull left. Your right, neutral. Flight control check complete. Trim is set for 1.7, wasn't it?
Welcome to Abel Maintenance Facility.
I think that was
MF is the world's
1.7.
leading in maintaining aircraft.
Yeah,
We have this
1.7
big hangar,
units.
which able to accommodate up to 8 jumbos at 380 at a given time. This is the proof that we never jeopardize
It's a shame.
safety. Also,
The
we
tree
change
cooler
the
or
life jacket
whatever
whenever
it's
an
called.
aircraft is entering our facility.
Alright, weather radar on. Captain's side, before taxi checks. Anti-ice on, not required APUs off, alert lights south, flaps up for takeoff, trim set, current equipment removed before taxi checks complete. Taxi out tracks, nav system set, FMP set, fuel levers open, lift numbers armed, transponder set to transponder. Flight control checked, taxi out checks complete, standing by body before takeoff check.
In front of you.
or under the bed for first class passenger. To use the life jacket, simply take your life jacket, put it over your head, pass the strap around your waist.
Zurich traffic, Abel 070, we are now taxiing to runway 10 via inner link 3, holding short of Echo 7, runway 16, Zurich traffic.
Whenever the aircraft loses the oxygen pressure, a
Gonna keep an
mask
eye
will
out.
drop from above. Put it on your nose and tighten the strap. Oxygen will flow when you breathe. Secure your mask first before assisting others.
A320neo is like the fly-by-wire thing. Someone's rotating there. Alright, let's get moving.
In 2020,
To
we
take
were
off,
world
quadric
leaders
warning
in
test.
aviation by number of aircraft by over 3,000
quadric
aircraft
normal.
divided into
Go on.
more than 10 child companies,
Brake test,
including the Abel
pressure
Pixel,
0.
Abel SAR, Abel Cosmos, Intercontinental, and many more. Also in 2020, we were the first to
That's the
introduce the
Edelweiss,
innovation of
Edelweiss.
first Abel Jets living room, Abel Premium Economy, Abel Business, Abel First Class, and Abel
It's
Suite.
beautiful livery, it's got a beautiful livery, isn't it? Edelweiss Health Alliance, it says.
Before we depart,
I'll
please
hop
make
on
sure all
on
baggage is
to-
secured on the overhead cabin.
I think it's
or
going
under
to the
seat
other
in front of it. Since we made safety
side
as
of
our
the airport,
priority,
because on that
smoking isn't
side,
allowed
oh
on
yeah, we'll
any
just
part
give
of the aircraft.
way
Please
to him, I
deboard
think.
the aircraft if you need to smoke. Your aircraft is equipped with a life raft in
turning
case
left,
of
I suppose.
emergency water landing. Please take a moment to identify your
Wait, it's
nearest
pushing back, by the way,
emergency
folks.
exit. The cabin
there
crew
goes.
is pointing it out.
There goes window in the Swiss A320, A320neo perhaps.
We are now nearing our departure time. Please switch your mobile devices into
Slow
airplane
down a little
mode now.
bit.
If you do have any questions, feel free to ask them
Turn
to
off
our
our
cabin
taxi
crew.
lines.
They will be more than glad to help
Making
you out.
clear that
Thank you for choosing
knows
us,
that
and thank you
his-
for keeping
it's
our
got
dreams
the,
aloft. Have a very pleasant flight.
way. Okay. Inner. Alright. Clear. Let's get our lights back on. Go that way.
Roger, runway 9, left, clear for takeoff.
Right. Making sure that there's no one on runway 16 or arriving into runway 16. Yeah, it should be clear. Sorry, traffic, Abel 070 Juliet, crossing runway 16 via Echo 7 onto Lima. Zurich traffic.
Zurich traffic, 68 Lima, turning base runway 14.
Why are we stopping? That is strange. Are we on an incline or something? We are on an incline. Quite a sharp one, actually.
Approaching runway 34.
We've got the RAS as well. That's why we've got the smart landing features activated inside there. Alright, the safety briefing's complete. Let's remove the video. And the IFE as well.
Approaching
Zurich traffic, runway
3,
165 to Zurich traffic. Take set back to transponder.
West 40 Lima, taxiing to runway 16, holding point echo to via inner Foxtrot link 5.
Alright, he's doing intersected departure. Window that is. Listen to the engines, folks. Those are like JT8Ds, aren't they? They are Rolls-Royce, say 610s if I'm not mistaken, or something. But yeah, they do sound like, you know, very old JT8Ds. Pratt Whitney JT8Ds to be more precise, I think. Okay, making sure that there's no one crossing any active runways. Yeah, could be right. Should the before takeoff procedure. So let's just fall short here. Alright. Before takeoff checks.
Runway 10.
Cabin's ready. Takeoff config normal, brakes checked. Strobe lights will be on. Transponder will be on tarmac. Weather radar on. Crew briefing is complete. Takeoff letters.
Traffic 68 Lima, final runway 14.
Someone's on the final runway 14. Not 16, so it's not the crossing runway. No, it's still quite far. We can take off now. Vebit 4 Echo. Zurich traffic, Abel 070 Juliet departing on runway 10, Vebit 4 Echo departure, Zurich. Yeah, we gotta make this quick so we'll not be in the intersection of that incoming F100 flight path. In case that he needs to go around. Transponder set to Tara. Let's move my camera as well to conserve performance. Deactivate. There we go, much better. Let's do rolling takeoff. Stabilize. Take off thrust, please.
Zurich traffic, West 40 Lima, holding short runway 10.
There goes the window. Take a look. There's. Speech alive. Checked. There goes the window. I'll leave that, mate.
8 Lima, on the go around runway 14.
Rotate.
Say it, sing. He's on the go round. Careful, careful, positive. Push coming up. That guy's on the go round. Watch out for traffic. That guy's on the go round. Okay, I think we're clear. I think we are clear. We should be clear by now. Still hand flying this baby.
Traffic, West 40 Lima, crossing runway 10 at Foxtrot.
Off we go to Valencia, ladies and gentlemen. Zurich traffic, Abel 070 Juliet Airport, passing 3,000 feet, climbing to level 330, final Vebit for Echo departure, Zurich traffic. Flip thrust. Let's go 10,000. Because there's no ATC. Yeah, the flight director's a little bit wonky, but yeah, I think we can still follow it. Should be alright. Some big changes there. Acceleration, altitude. .210 knots max. And by the way, folks, just to let you know, this thing has a clean speed, minimum clean speed of 170-ish or 180-ish knots, which is super slow for a jet transport or an airliner, a tube-liner, whatever you're calling it. Like, you know, the Boeings and Airbuses, they have the clean speed like at 210 knots or something. This thing goes all the way to down to like 170-ish knots without the need of extending flaps. 250 knots now. Still head flying. Would gauge the autopilot somewhere at 9,000 feet, I suppose. Getting trim. You're right. Nicely trimmed. After takeoff procedure, a checklist. Altimeters. What was the transition altitude again? 7,000. Let's go standard. There we go. Passing level 80. Track once, twice, and price 8.5 actually. Let's go 140. Sets. Get the weather radar till 20 degrees. Transponder below. AP1, command. To the 10,000 foot shores. Bells off.
Dear guests, we are pleased to inform you that the use of approved electronic devices is now permitted in flight mode. Our cabin service will begin shortly.
LEVC 12.
Pleasant flight.
There we go, 613 miles to go on our climb. Let's go all the way up, 330 because we've got no ATC. 330, that's on cruising altitude for the day. Alright, off we go, ladies and gentlemen, to Valencia in Spain, out of the beautiful Swiss Alps, from Zurich, that is. Beautiful airport. Quite surprised that the airport's, you know, it's relatively well built for default scenery. I know it's one of the Shobu handmade sceneries, but still, it's quite good. It's one of the better ones, I would say. There goes our beautiful F70, our tiny jet for the day. I think it's got like the same or similar fuselage length as the Fokker 28 Mark 4000 or something. Yeah, it's definitely quite a short aircraft, but not the shortest variant when compared to the other Fokker 28 100, sorry, Fokker 28 70 or 100 family variants. Just making sure that all of our lights are off, which they are. It'd be good. Alright. Let's put the navigation display to 120 miles. 10 knots of headwind there. We'll put this down to about there. 4 degrees will do. 4 degrees down, that is. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far, ladies and gentlemen. And as usual, once we reach our cruising altitude for the day, which is going to be at flight level 330, I'll be during the flashy announcement. Alright, Buen is lighting up on runway 16 now, as you can perhaps see on VATSIM radar. And I think it's also got the same question feature.
Juliet departure, contact Swiss radar on 133.05.
Yeah, it's alright. No, thank you. We'll just use, you know, VATSIM ATC, real life ATC. We've got Barcelona control ahead, so fingers crossed. We'll have some ATC as we head over to Valencia this afternoon. Because top of climb near waypoint of Fadar and about 60 miles or so, 60 nautical miles from our present position, that is. Yeah, the F70 and the F1 and the F100, they are definitely you know, much modernized variants of the F28. I would say in a way it's even more automated than the 737NG, because you don't really need to do like the, you know, those stuffs with the electrical systems and the hydraulic systems. All of those are automated just like in an Airbus. Like the level of automation sits somewhere between an A320 and a 737NG, I'd say. Which is a very stark contrast when you compare it to their original predecessor, which is the Fokker 28. I have yet to personally fly the aircraft type in MSFS, but I've seen Lalu flying that particular thing so many times in real life, but you know, we used to study in the same university, and you know, he often brings his laptop and his joystick to campus. Why not? And oftentimes, when he flew the Fokker 28, I just, you know, I watched him like from behind or next to him, and I kept thinking, how in the world can this guy fly? Or how in the world can someone fly such a complicated machine? Like, I know it's a two-man aircraft. It's a two-powered aircraft, but still, the amount of workload that you have is just insane. For the F28, that is. Like for starters, you don't necessarily have an IRS, so you cannot do waypoint navigations, I'd say. I mean, you can obviously install a Garmin unit as Just Flight provides it as well. I think like it's a GNS 430 or something. But if you want to go fully authentic, like Lalu does, oftentimes, what he usually does is that he completely removes the Garmin unit, the GNS 430, and applies VOR to VOR. Or ADF to ADF, whatever, ground-based navigation stations that he has. It's got no auto throttles, and the autopilot is very much rudimentary to that to the version that we currently have in the F100 and the F70, which is in a way more state-of-the-art than the autopilot system that we've got in the aviation, which is also developed by Just Flight. Because the aviation's autopilot does not have a VNAV mode, but we do have a VNAV mode here. A couple of VNAV modes even, not just though. Who's that? Alright, it's that Swiss that's the Swiss A320. Hello! Oh, he's got a screenshot, folks, as usual. Wait, do the photographer. Oh, okay, that's beautiful. It's got a beautiful shot here. Let me just fire up my browser. There we go. That's a beautiful view out of the left-hand side wing of the A320 Neo, I presume this is, fly-by-wire. Or perhaps the Phoenix A320. I guess this is the Phoenix because the amount of detail that it has on the wings and, the dirt and grimes, stuff like that. I think this is the Phoenix A320. But yeah, take a look at that view, folks. On a very hot day in Europe, no clouds at all. I mean, there's some cloud there on over the Alps, but still a very beautiful view out of Zurich. Not entirely sure if that's downtown Zurich on the left-hand side of the screenshot there, or perhaps it's like a suburban area or something. Yeah, that's a beautiful shot, mate. Phoenix A320 sharklets in the CFM engines. Alright, there it goes. Explains to why it's very detailed, on the wings there. Got the turrets, grimes, and the wing hooks. I don't think the fly-by-wire A320 Neo is that detailed, so yeah, that must be the Phoenix. Beautiful shot, mate. And just like in any other live streams, he is usually our photographer, Fox. He's like our group photographer. He's the one who's got, those beautiful shots whenever we're flying together in group flights. Oh, there goes this whistle as well on our left-hand side. Beautiful view. And almost no clouds at all on our right hand side, as you can probably see there. Thanks to the scorching heat, I suppose. But at least we've got some cloud covers now in the UK, which is much better than yesterday when it was so sunny there were no clouds at all. It was like basically cap okay skies, NCD, but no clouds detected. But at least we've got some shades now to cool ourselves down over here in Great Britain, that is. Still, yeah, it's quite hot. Alright, this thing has a better climb rate than the F100, as what I've been observing. Obviously it's smaller in the first place, but yeah, the climb rate is not as bad as the one that we've been experiencing in the F100. In the F100, say, you are like 3/4 fully loaded at these sorts of altitudes. The airplane would have like a climb rate of about 500 feet per minute, something like that. It's like the A321 actually, the A321ceo. They climb like a pig, I'd say. It just takes forever to climb with those things. One ironic thing, not one ironic thing. I'd say one funny thing that happened to me, I think that was like 4 or 5 days ago when I flew the F100. Yeah, it was somewhere in Indonesia. I think my aircraft was a little bit too heavy. I had to use MTT mode, maximum continuous thrust mode, all the way through the climb up to the cruising altitude, because, you know, just to have the top of climb before the top of descent. Not the other way around. Someone's pinging us. Hey, Kimmy's flying! Stay flight caps! Thank you so much, Kimmy! Thanks so much for flying with us. Thank you so much for joining us in the group flight as well. Hope you are doing well. This call sign is Abel 636 this afternoon. Not entirely sure where to where, but let's see. Hope you're doing well, Kimmy. Oh, he's departing from... That's from Italy, definitely. Torino, also to Valencia, flying the Phoenix A319 in the Abel Jets MCC livery by the looks of it. Hey, he's got ATC, lucky him. Abel 636. Alright, we are currently flying towards Geneva by the looks of it. As you can see, the GVA or whatever it's called. But, you know, that's definitely Geneva. I think it was like a VR station previously that they had there, but I think they've removed it. Just replaced it with like an hour-and-a-half waypoint, that is. As you can perhaps see here, GVA. Yeah, I should fly to Geneva again in the near future. I think it's been a while. Okay, that's a rather interesting approach procedure, as you can perhaps see. It's like a DME arc, but it's quite massive. 20 miles DME arc, that's why. Opera. Interesting. You're right, we've reached our cruising altitude for today.
We are now cruising at a
Thank you, Elise.
altitude. The cabin crew will begin the snack and beverage service shortly. We invite you to enjoy our delicious selection, including our signature cheese platter and refreshing beverages. After the service, selected items from the Abel Jets shop will be available for you to browse.
Take a Geneva right on our nose.
Thank you for flying with us.
And before I do the flash announcement, folks, let me just refill my water bottle here. getting a little bit thirsty, unfortunately. I shall see you in the next 2 minutes or so. Actually, if there is anything that goes out of the ordinary, please do let me know. I'll be monitoring the stream from my phone. And yeah, I shall catch you guys in about 2 or 3 minutes. Alright folks, I'm back in the flight deck. Thank you very much for your patience. Okay, it's not back. Should be alright. My camera's out of focus is now back. Should be alright now, I think. Yeah, begins. Still flying over the Swiss Alps, and I'm quite confident that winter will overtake us not long from now, considering that the F70 and the F100, they cruise at these sorts of speeds. Take a look, see for yourselves. This is like turboprop speed, almost like turboprop speed. Window's gonna be cruising at like Mach 0.78 on 7.9, so it's like 0.01 Mach faster than us, which is quite significant. He'll just like zoom through right above us or below us. Oh no. What's his cruising level actually? Let's check. He'll be cruising at level 370, so yeah, right above us. Okay, his ground speed is at 426 knots, whilst we are at 376 knots. Quite a lot of difference. Yeah, he'll definitely overtake us at one point, I think. The slow speed of this aircraft, I would say, would be partially attributed to the fact that it's got straight wings, as you can see here, like a turboprop. It's got some sweep to it, but it's just on the leading edges. The trailing edges are basically straight blocks, as you can see there. Almost doesn't have any sweep. But in a way, it helps the aircraft to, you know, have a relatively low VRAP, approach speed, and also takeoff speeds. And as what you might have just seen earlier, we took off with flap 0 without any flap. That's one of the, you know, say, characteristics of straight-wing aircraft. They generate lots of lifts at slower speeds than swept-wing aircraft. Yeah, Bueno should be overtaking us not long from now. Oh, yeah, I think it's time for us to do the PA, should we? Like I mentioned earlier. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board Abel Jump Flight 070 Juliet, flying the Just Flight Fokker F70 professional from Zurich in Switzerland to Valencia in Spain. I hope that you are enjoying the stream so far. In case that you have to join us in this afternoon's live stream, please don't forget to hit the like button. It would greatly help us to grow this YouTube channel. Share thoughts as well down beneath in the live chat, as well as in the comment section later on once this live stream is concluded. You can also interact with our Say Intentions.ai stream kit cabin crew using the available Say Intentions.ai stream kit commands in the live chat box of this YouTube live stream. You can also share this live stream with your friends and colleagues in case that you wish to do so. If you haven't done so far, please also kindly subscribe to the Abel Jets Virtual Group YouTube channel for free. Don't forget to ring the bell just right next to the subscribe button so you will not miss any future contents that we will make in this YouTube channel. If you want to support us financially, you can also head over to our Sociabus page at www.sociabus.com/Abel Jets Group. Alternatively, you can also scan the QR code that is available on the left-hand side of the live stream there, and any amount of financial donation is greatly appreciated. Some personal vehicle financial sponsor to the Abel Jets Virtual Group YouTube channel and the virtual airline group itself, which includes your names being listed on the running text beneath, as you can perhaps see, and some other facts that you can check for yourselves again at our social pass page at www.socialpass.com/AbelJetsGroup or through the QR code that is available there on the left-hand side of the live stream. And I think that concludes the PA, the passenger announcement for the cruising phase of this afternoon's flight. I hope that you are enjoying the stream so far. As we cruise along at 33,000 feet above the Swiss Alps, flying the brand new Just Flight Fokker F70 Professional for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and 2024 in the VATSIM network, that is. I still need to check my phone for a bit here. Just got an email. Spare me for a second, folks. Alright, should be good. The engine's kind of, you know, really reminds me of the JT8D, the Pratt Whitney JT8D, used in the MD-80 series, the 737 series, airplane types of my childhood. They were. And that's what I'm talking about, folks. Now, there's a cool feeling, you know, when seeing those numbers like flickering from one to another. The coordinates, our present coordinates, this are through our IRS display.
Climb.
What? TCAS? TCAS autopilot? Where's the traffic? Alright, TCAS RA. I think should be right, He's like 1,000 feet above us. Should be right.
Clear of conflict.
Clear of conflict. See?
Clear of conflict.
But that was quite close. Yeah, I've got someone descending there. There goes their contrails. The funny thing was that the TCAS did not detect the traffic earlier on, so I was quite surprised that it immediately gave an RA, resolution advisory. You know, it didn't shout traffic earlier. It immediately went to the resolution advisory, the RA mode. Alpha. Yeah, traffic flow climbing. That is correct, Window. Thanks for reminding me. They're climbing and also on the same direction, so let's just reduce our speed here. Speed select. No, speed select. There we go. There we go. Decimal 60. That is as slow as we could get, I think. Yeah, that gets the traffic. Should be right off our nose now. Okay, they are higher than us now. Okay, almost level there. Sorry. Almost level. They are 5 miles ahead, but no joy, still no visual. Okay, there goes their contrails. Got their contrails, but we have no visual on the actual aircraft itself. Let's check on TCAS again. Yeah, they are climbing. It should be right though. At about that, it will engage. Sorry, will re-engage the profile speed. Thank you for reminding us, Window. Good save, good save. That's an EasyJet A320 by the looks of it. And no, it's yeah, it's the EasyJet, EasyJet Switzerland, top Swiss that is. But it's a 737 MAX 8, strangely enough. That is just strange. Yes, yes. Bing, bing. Yeah, should be alright. Let's go back to prof. Prof speed. The airplane is like it looks. Runway 12 is currently active at Valencia by the looks of it. On the other hand, Kim is now airborne, flying an Abel Jets MCC A319, yes. Spicy winds for our arrival airport currently 090, 30 knots, varying from 040 to 120 degrees. Yeah, that's rather interesting. Hopefully it's not gusty, but yeah, it's a little bit spicy in a way. We'll see. Fortunately, at least for the F70 and the F100, this thing can fly as low as spring, so hopefully, in a way, will not be that affected by certain changes in winds, I suppose, but we shall see. No, I think it should be the other way around. I think logically, the larger the aircraft, the larger the aircraft is, it's usually much more resistant to sudden wind changes or gusts, things like that. I think we are the ones who are going to be effed up, but we shall see. We shall wait and see. Waypoint red now is next. Divco 2 box. Waypoint Sulin. Interesting. In Indonesia, this literally means complicated. What's so complicated there, mate? What's the matter? What is so complicated, Sulin? Let's get a rifle into the McDo, shall we? It's going to be the ILS Zulu approach into runway 12 by the looks of it. Opera transition, Opera transition, Opera transition! Interesting. Argor 3 Juliet. ILS 12 Zulu, Argor 3 Juliet, Opera transition. Opera transition. No, I think it's already included in the star. Flight plan. Yeah, it's in there already. So if you go to plan page. Okay, we've got the DME arc as well there, which is already pre-planned or inputted into the FMS. Into the McDo. But it's got a strange discontinuity on the display, so yeah, we'll need to keep an eye out on that during the approach. Go back to ARC, map. We're not even halfway there yet, but we are already preparing for our arrival. But there's no harm of doing that. The localizer frequency is going to be at 111.5, 115, with the QDM being 116. There we have it. You're heading straight towards Massy now in France. Then I'll be heading towards the Mediterranean Sea. By the way, folks, if you want to download this particular livery, it's already available to be downloaded through our Google Drive, our MSFS feedback Google Drive. And also the model matching VMR file has been updated there as well, so that if you have this particular livery installed, you can see others flying the same livery and aircraft type in the VATSIM network, that is. Apologies. Oh, let's do a cabin too, shall we? This thing also has a custom cabin, folks. As you would find standard on most Abel Jets Virtual Group aircraft in MSFS nowadays. I would say. let's unlock the door first. No, not you. Unlock the door, there we go. And then open this thing. There we go. This thing sits up to like 70 people, that's why it's called the F70. So this is the front galley with the trolleys, as you can perhaps see. And there goes the iconic, you know, Fokker air stairs, integrated air stairs into the L1 door. We've got the audio player there as well. And some of these controls, some of these buttons are actually operable, such as the entrance lights. It's off, but yeah, so it's the ceiling lights there, on and off, bright, dim, toilet area, on and off, side panels, on and off as well. Read lights resets, you can do that as well. And you can actually call the flight deck using the handset here. Listen. Yeah, you can pause the, you know, you can pause the flight crew whenever you feel like it. Like, yeah, that gives the passenger cabin. I lay it down in a 3x2 seating configuration, just like the ones in the older Fokker F70, the F100, and quite similar to the McDonnell Douglas MD-80 series and the DC-9 series as well. And that's the seat bouquet of the Abel Jump subsidiary in the red colored fabric and seat covers, and also the mats as well, the flooring. Yeah, as you can see, the cabin is not as long as the one in the Fokker 100, but still, it's not necessarily a tiny one in a way. These are like the noisiest seats in the entire planet, I would say, because the engines are right there, just like next to your head there if you sit here. If you're an avgeek, then probably it's gonna be the other way around. it's gonna be like heaven for you, but I don't know, for normal passengers or just some ordinary people, I'd say it's like the most comfortable you would find in the aircraft. There goes the rear left, and also the rear galley as well, the aft galley with the trolleys as well there, and the flight attendant stations. I think you can also fiddle with some of these stuffs. KLD area lights, you can preheat the ovens and stuffs as well. But unfortunately I don't think they modeled the lavatory yet, they did not. Unlike in the I-Fly 737 MAX as an example, for instance. Let's go back to the flight deck then, I suppose. Close this thing. And lock it up. Lock it up. There we go. That's the iconic Fokker logo on the tail section of the aircraft. Oh, sorry, on the speed brakes of the aircraft actually. The tail-mounted speed brakes, humongous speed brakes, just like the ones that you'd find on the aviation VA146 and the F28 as well. It's a feature that most modern airliners don't necessarily have nowadays because, you know, they only use their wing spoilers to decelerate the aircraft, both in the air and on the ground. But this thing has the tail-mounted speed brakes and also the wing spoilers, or what Fokker calls them as lip dumpers. And they goes Marseille International Airport, Marseille Provence Airport, if I'm not mistaken, the name that is on our left-hand side. It's quite nice actually from up here. Almost halfway through. Remember, folks, this is in no means a fast aircraft. Cruising at about 360-ish knots ground speed, so not necessarily the fastest in any sorts of, you know, jet powered transports. Oh, there's a Eurofighter Typhoon flying in Italy. Also from the Debauch airport that Kimi took off from Torino, that is. Drove up on Tuesday, callsign. Okay, we're flying over the Gulf of Lion now, into the Mediterranean Sea. Heading towards Palma de Mallorca in Spain. And now guess that Kimi will also overtake us perhaps, since we're flying so slow. You know, we should have taken the F100 instead for this particular route, I'd say, because it's quite a long one for a smaller F70, but we've flown that that variant last week, unfortunately, so yeah. F70 is the way for this afternoon, I think. What's the local QNH at Valencia 1008? And the one good thing about the F70 and the F100 is that you can pre-select an altimeter setting here, just like in Boeing aircraft types. So you're still on standard QNH. Your avionics are still in standard QNH, but you can pre-select an altimeter setting for your, or you know, for the arrival airport or departure airports, things like that. Which I don't think the Airbus has that feature except for the A350 and the A380. me try to close my curtains here, folks. Getting warm. Yeah. Close that off and let's just turn on the lights here. There you go. Much better. ILS gave me reach 0 at runway 12 threshold there. Interesting. VSS penetrated. What is a VSS? Like an OLS? Obstacle Limitation Service? Not entirely sure. Chart 10-9. A, let's see. 10-9A parking stance, apron, north and Romeo 4. There we go. It's just got a single runway. It should be that hard to navigate around the airport. Apron south. Alright, flying over the Mediterranean Sea now, as you can perhaps see. We've left continental Europe. I think we should be able to see Buen now, like about 5,000 feet above us. There he is. He's going to overtake us not long from now. There he is. Six o'clock high, right there, sir. Visual on the traffic. See, he's definitely much faster than us. And mind you folks, the cost index that we are using this afternoon is not necessarily low, it's like 20 or something, so we're not flying as low as we can. It's like 4,000 feet above us at level 370. That thing can climb to level 390. I think we can't climb that high. I mean, come on, this is just a regional jet. Don't expect it to, you know, have an outstanding roll performance or something like that. There he goes, right on top of us. Right on top of us. Screenshots time. Beautiful. That guy took off like 5 or 10 minutes after us, and now he's overtaking us. Take a look at that. With the sun glare as well. There we go. Hi Elise, can you please bring a glass of iced tea to the flight deck? It's getting a little bit warm here. Thank you. Yeah, it is hot, it's not just warm.
Understood, Captain. I will bring a glass of iced tea to the flight deck now.
Merci beaucoup. Yes. Is he on TCAS though? No, he's not on TCAS. Oh, for sure, because I've set my TCAS mode to below, obviously. But yeah, there is. Right into the horizon. That's Paula Martens, lead bar, as you can see there, on the navigation display. And then there goes our TOD in about, yeah, 240 miles, give or take. Let's put in the wind forecast at our destination, shall we? Let's bring up METAR LEVC on VATSIM. When the winds are at 090, 30 knots again, they are variable, so like Buen said previously, by the next of it's gonna be a spicy one. A spicy approach to Valencia. Let's get the wind data here. Descent winds 310. 240 at 35, 240 at 35, 200, 215, 023, 215, 023, then level 100. Gonna be 216.15, 216/15 knots. There we go. Here's our descent forecast. Wind speeds for our approach into, sorry, for our arrival into Valencia later on. Take a look at that VAP box, 126. We're not even like at TOD yet, but our VAP. It's 126 knots with full flap, that is, so let's just use flaps 25, shall we? Yeah, that's more like it, 137. 121 knots if we're not, you know, we're not including any of the wind correction factors. 121 knots, folks. This thing doesn't need a runway, I suppose. That's why you should fly to many destinations, at least in my home country, which had, you know, poor infrastructures, poor airport infrastructures, but, you know, they needed to be served with jet transports, the F-70 and F-100 could fly to such destinations. Unfortunately, I'll say there has been no direct replacement for the aircraft type ever since Fokker went bankrupt in the late 1990s. You could say the CRJ fills in the same, market segment, but they don't necessarily do well at low speeds, do they? As we've seen several times in this YouTube channel. Because they've got like supercritical airfoils on their wings. Once they got slow, just let's say below 150 knots or so, it is very hard to control the speed of the CRJs. It does not perform particularly well at low speeds. There is the Aviation, but it sits on the same timeline as the Fokker F70/100, so they are being gradually retired as well, or almost fully retired, I suppose, from major airlines. But there is the A220, which is still in production, a relatively new aircraft as well, and the Embraer ERJ series, the E-Jets, the E170 up to E195, and obviously the E2s as well. But I'm not entirely sure regarding their, short field performance when compared to the Fokker 70/100. Because these two aircraft types, along with the F-28, they were quite literally everywhere in Southeast Asia, not just Indonesia. Singapore had some with Silk Air. Well, so I think Malaysian Airlines had some for a while. They use these sorts of aircraft to fly to, as I've mentioned, airports with poor infrastructure, but they still need to be served with jetliners. So, yeah, the F-17 and the F-100 could do they did their job relatively well, or very well actually, in those sorts of niche. But yeah, there's no direct replacement for the aircraft type so far as I know. Or perhaps just the fact that most airports now have longer runways than they used to be. Let's take my hometown airport as an example. When I was, let's say, 5 years old or 6 years old, it only had a runway length of about 2,000 meters bang on. And then when I did primary school, it was extended to like 2,200 meters. And that's when, 737s and A320s start to flew in quite often. The Fokker F70s and F100s, they're basically gone, replaced by the Airbus and Boeings, because the runway was extended. Pelita Air and Sampati Air, Pelita Air, I think that was. Pelita Air was like one of the most prominent airlines that flew the F70 and F100 in Indonesia back in the day. Yeah, ever since the runway was extended, bigger planes could fly into those sorts of destinations, and you don't necessarily need a short field capable regional jet anymore, I suppose. And then in 2020, my hometown's got a new airport with a runway length of like 3,300 meters or so, something. Where an A380 can easily land there, and we've got some Antonov 124s visiting the airport just before COVID. That was, just before the Russian invasion to Ukraine. That was. Yeah, airports are growing here and there, and I suppose their facilities are also improving steadily. So I think the demand for short field capable regional jets have dwindled. It's not necessarily a market requirement. Sorry, it's not necessarily a design requirement anymore. Like most airports across the world now has like a runway length of more than 2,000 meters. There goes a flyby view, by the way. What's happening with Kimi though? He is zigzagging. Might as well give him that. Text, sorry. Using vPilot. Here, right. I don't think we'll be picked by the controllers at Barcelona though, because they are the approach controllers, not necessarily the center controllers of them, unfortunately. Check our fuel stage, Covey. Wind is all the way in front of us now. All the way ahead of us. Fuel state 4.32 tons. Could carry up to like 12 tons of fuel there. Oh, hold up. I don't think we can. Let's just do a quick Google search actually. Oh, 10.7 tons, 10.7 tons max. .3 tons remaining. You should be, be alright for an aircraft of this size, I'd say. Oh my lord. What was that? What was that? Inbound waypoint suited now. This can mean two things in Indonesian. Either something complicated or hard trip. So inbound waypoint hard trip now, I'd say. And flyby views, we cross the Mediterranean Sea then. Heading straight towards Palma de Mallorca. Unfortunately, no controllers so far. Okay, this thing has the terrain display button here, but I don't think the feature itself is implemented on the aircraft, so, or yet, because it doesn't show anything when I press it there. Yeah, I think it's upcoming feature perhaps. Sorry. About 207 miles to go, and that goes out to TOD in about 160 miles. And as usual, folks, at about 80 miles from TOD, we'll do the arrival briefing. So, another interesting feature with the Fokker 170 28 series of aircraft, I just remembered, is that these things, they don't have leading edge slats or leading edge flaps, as you can perhaps tell there. See, fully clean on the leading edges. They only have trailing edge flaps, as you can also probably see there. That's an interesting design choice by Fokker. They deem that the aircraft, they don't necessarily need leading edge devices. Which in a way is actually, it's correct, it's true as well, because this thing can fly, very slowly. It has a very low stall speed as well. Mostly thanks to the straight wings outside. As you can perhaps see there. But yeah, it's got no slats, leading edge slats, as you can perhaps see there. Which is pretty unconventional. Unconventional for jet transport, that is. Most turboprops, they don't have slats as well, but they don't really need to go as fast as jet transport, so their wings can be as straight as they want to be, them to be. Palma de Mallorca in about 80 minutes. I think Buen has flown over the island. 36 knots of headwind, as you can perhaps see there. Not necessarily optimum, but at least we've got an additional fuel of about 20 minutes or so. What's the MDA at Valencia? Let's see. We are a Category Charlie aircraft. Our minimum approach climb gradient. Yeah, we could do 4%, I think. 244 feet per nautical mile. Yeah, we could do that easily. So it's going to be 450 plus a VATSIM makes it 490 feet. Set on the left hand side. And also on the right hand side. Should be good. Okay, so MDA. We'll just use auto brake low. Runway is very long for such an aircraft, folks. It's like 3,200 meters long or something. There goes Mallorca, Palma de Mallorca. And Minorca should be that one, I think. We've flown here several times before. I think last time was like last year, actually, with the TFDI M11 from Hamburg. I think that was. Beautiful island. The airport should be somewhere over there. There is the airport. That's Palma de Mallorca International Airport. Alright, as usual folks, at about 18 miles from QD, we'll start the arrival briefing. It should happen not long from now.
Company calling.
Hey, that goes Timmy. Carrier 555 cab, how do you read?
Loud and clear, confirm, expect runway 124 arrival.
AFM cab for us is gonna be, for Abel 070 Juliet, it's gonna be the Arcor 3 Juliet arrival. ILS Zulu Blue Sheets runway 125, the Opera transition.
Roger, roger.
Roger, roger. And then there's someone heading towards Palma, Mallorca. I think they're actually Palma Islands, aren't they? Aren't they? The larger one is called Mallorca, the smaller one is called Minorca. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I know. Next waypoint, Akamu. Flying a beam towards Mallorca there. Okay, Theory's in about 18 miles there by the looks of it. I think it's time for us to do the arrival briefing then, so sit your controls as usual. Thank you. Are you ready for the arrival briefing? Yes you are, that's good. So we'll be arriving into Valencia in Spain, famous for its football team and also the ports, if I'm not mistaken. But at least back home in Indonesia it's famous for the football team. It's going to be the Arcor 3 Juliet arrival for us this afternoon into runway 12. The initial waypoint will be Arcor, which has an altitude restriction between level 100 to level 110. We'll then proceed towards 19.3 DME Valencia, 19.3 DME with respect to the Valencia VOR, and then we'll track 20 miles. Sorry, we'll track a 20-mile DME arc, a left-hand turn into the initial approach fix at waypoint Opera. Oh, hold on. No, it's actually an 18 miles DME arc with the platform altitude, sorry, with the minimum sector altitude. No, sorry, not minimum sector altitude, minimum altitude for the procedure being at 5,000 feet. Okay, it's actually, there we go, delete those ones. We're not going to be using that and that. So it's going to be an 18 miles DME arc all the way to the initial approach fix at waypoint Opera. Where the procedure, sorry, we will be transitioning to the approach procedure. The transition level is set by ATC, it says, because we don't have any. Let's just take the transition altitude 6,000 at 7,000, sorry, at 1,000 feet to that, which makes it level 070. The local QNH is 1018 now, so yeah, we will see some altitude drop when we start our descent. Speed restriction is the usual, maximum 250 knots at or below 10,000 feet. The MSA around the Valencia VOR, minimum sector altitude or minimum safe altitude, that is, it's going to be 4,100 feet at the southeast, 6,000 feet at the west, 6,800 feet at the north, and for the northeastern sector, it doesn't say so. It doesn't say one. Oh, okay, sorry, it's 4,100 feet as well. Because the radials extend. The radials for the sector extends from 014 to 2117 degrees there. It's going to be 4,100 feet, and there goes the port directly towards the other runway, where we 30, I think that is the other runway. Alright, and then we'll be taking the ILS approach into runway 12 this afternoon. The localizer frequency is going to be at 111.5 MHz with a final approach course of 116 degrees. The platform altitude at 7.7 DME from the Victor Lima November localizer will be at 2,800 feet. We'll discuss about the MDA later. I will also discussed about the MSA previously. In case of misapproach, it's quite a complex procedure here. Climb on runway heading 26 DME Valencia VOR, then turn right to intercept and follow radial 143 Valencia VOR. Then turn right again onto 15 miles DME arc to Urias. Climb to 4,500 and hold. Await instructions from ATC, good lord. Transition altitudes against by ATC, but let's assume that it's level 070 for our arrival this afternoon. ILS DME reads 0 at formation 12 threshold, that is to be noted. PSS penetrated, they're not entirely sure what this is, but could be no ILS, obstacle limitation surface or something. It's going to be a 3-degree glide slope all the way to the touchdown point, as you can see there. It's Cat 1 ILS, I think. Yeah, Cat 1 only. The minimum decision altitude for a Category Charlie aircraft in terms of ground performance is going to be 499 feet actually. Sorry. 489 feet, which, you know, also accounts for the 40 feet of buffer altitude that we usually add. The RVRs, again for a Category Charlie's aircraft, is going to be 550 meters or more with all operational instruments. Once we land at runway 12, we'll try to vacate by Hotel 5 or Hotel 4, and we'll get ourselves a parking stand somewhere on the northern apron, which we already have the charts pinned there. Our VREF is going to be 135 knots with flaps 25. on the landing, so it will not be that slow. So that will also not, you know, wreck the separation in case that there is someone behind us. And then the MDA is going to be at 490 feet on both sides. Parameters for this arrival will be pilot complacency, unfamiliarity with the region, and also unfamiliarity with the aircraft. Besides any of those, do you have any questions, comments, or concerns, Cynthia, my invisible first officer? No? Alright, that should complete the arrival briefing then. Let's do the descent checklist. Terrain clearance, FMS positions checked. Weather radar is on. Pressurization is set to landing elevation, about 200 feet there, off the sea level. MFDS, let's arm level 240 initially. Armed. MFDS is checked, bridge preparation is complete, descent checklist is complete. One 116 should be good. Alright, the aircraft should automatically descend just like in a Boeing. Because we've pre-selected the initial descent altitude there to level 240. Check again if we have any controllers on the ground. We don't have any. Should be alright then, I suppose. What's the island? Ibiza maybe? Just right behind us there. Because DOD in about 20 miles traffic on the left hand side. No, they're very low. Could be right. About 20 miles or 18 miles to go. 47 knots of headwind, ladies and gentlemen. 352 knots of ground speed with the jet airliner. There goes mainland Europe again, right off our nose. And I presume Buen has started his initial descent as well. Because he's way ahead of us now. Yep, he is. Should hit our TOD mark anytime now, or top of drop. TOD. Company traffic Abel 070 Juliet is on top of descent, company. That goes the engine spool down. It's very beautiful, isn't it? The spool up and spool down sounds of the Rolls-Royce Tay. Again, kind of similar to the Pratt with the J28D. Okay, that is our advisory VNAV path prediction coming alive. Take a look at that piece of mission procedure. That is so weird. That is just weird. Let's get our V-speed set. 130, there we go. Stand to level 130, I suppose, still no ATC, so yeah, let's go lower. 130. Got the speed the altitude restrictions there as well on the flight plan page. By the way, folks, I need to go to the loo for one last time before our arrival, so as usual, if anything goes out of the ordinary, please do let me know. And I shall see you in about 30 seconds. Not 30 seconds, I think I made it at 2. Alright, I'm back, thanks for your patience. I think we need to descend further down. It's to 10,000. Or 5,000 actually. 5,000 feet. Alright. Let's get the display to 30 miles here. And get the approach mode engaged. Sorry, the approach display is engaged. keeping windows on a short final route if we're in this particular, we're still in this particular DME arc. Okay, he's leaving the DME arc by the looks of it. Let's go to COM1, Unicom. Okay, there he is, there he is. About 10,000 feet lower than us. Oh, we've got some stutters there, unfortunately. Take us to DME arc. Wind is about 17 miles ahead of us. Should be alright in terms of the separation. And there is also Kiwi like 30 miles behind us. It should be alright. Ooh, take a look at that view, it's quite beautiful, isn't it? With the hills down beneath. The hills of Valencia, perhaps. I'm not entirely sure what they are called there, but yeah, it's quite good. Okay. Halfway through the DME arc. There goes window on final. Glide slope's alive, localizer's alive. Do we have a speed limit at the DME arc? I don't think we have. Yeah, we don't have any. Could be alright. 10,000 feet, let's do the 10,000 feet course.
Valencia traffic, Swift 40 Lima,
There goes
47
window.
Zulu runway 12 approach 2 mile final Valencia traffic.
Cabin crew 10 minutes to landing. There goes a humongous speed brake box on the F28, sorry, F70. Pause the music and also remove the camera so that the performance can be, you know, focused solely on the simulator and the stream itself. There we go. Alright, much better now. Let's do 15 miles. Let's go down to the platform altitude, which is 2,800 feet. Put it there, 2,800. $17 DME. The airport should be somewhere over there, behind the clouds. The LAT is indicating 24 degrees also. Oh, it's got tan and sun, just like in an Airbus. About 5,000 feet. Says, let's decelerate, shall we? 200 knots will do. Take a look at that humongous speed brake again, decelerating our aircraft rather quickly. Unlike in the Boeing 737-800, where the speed brakes are basically almost useless. GS alive. A little bit high. Flaps 1, speed check, flaps 1, locks alive, let's go land.
Localizer alive.
AP2's engaged. Lock, GS. Valencia traffic, Abel 070 Juliet is established on the localizer runway 12, we are 11 DMB, Valencia traffic. Let's go 160. Okay, so our massive speed brakes again, helping us decelerate. Miles, flaps 15, approach tracks, seatbelts are on. Approach settings, check and set 1008. Pre-briefing is completed, altimeter is also set. Approach check is complete, standing by for the landing checks. VAP is 135.
Speed checked, gear down.
Stand by on the landing gear. Runway inside.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing.
Cabin crew, please take seats for landing.
Valencia traffic with 40 Lima clear, runway 12 hotel boards exiting Whiskey 2 to stand by the traffic.
Cabin, flight deck, thank you. 6 miles to go. VAP 135. Land 2. Yeah, auto land's not auto land's not permitted at this airport, so the auto land light came up there. You can perhaps see. Buff miles, gears coming down.
Speed checked, flap 25.
Flap 25, please. SQ 135, our VRF. Sorry, VAP. Flap 25 set. Standing by, landing gears are still deploying. Yeah, it takes like 30 seconds to deploy the landing gears. There we go. Landing checklist. Cabin sworn, altimeter set, missed approach altitude, MSFS 4,500. Lift dampers arm. Flaps 25 sets. Landing checklist is complete. Valencia traffic, Abel 070 Juliet short final, runway 12 Valencia. A little bit gusty, like Window said earlier. Disconnecting all automatics, I have control, my airplane.
500.
Oh yeah, it's gusty. Oh lord.
Glide slope.
Checked. We're on the glide.
100 above.
Approaching runway 12.
Minimum.
Caution, caution.
Glide
Continue. Checked.
Pull up.
Now we're on the glide, should be right.
Slope. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Push it down. Air brakes out. Idle reverse.
Knots.
Reverse us out. Woo! That was quite the approach. 30 knots, auto brakes disarmed, manual brakes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Valencia International Airport in Spain. Hope you've enjoyed the flight so far. Vacating. What taxiway is this? Hotel 4. Let's take Hotel 4. TCAS set to transponder. Weather radar off. I think we've crossed the whole short line, have we? No, we haven't. Let's keep it rolling then. Oh, it's no entry, so yeah, we've definitely passed the whole short line there. Valencia traffic, runway 12 has been vacated, Valencia. Alright. Stop here for a bit. That's quite the approach, ladies and gentlemen. Tropes off, APUs up and running. Flaps up. Truck lift dumpers. Brakes back in. After landing procedure, checklist. Taxi checklists, exterior lights set, APUs on with radar off, transponder speed brakes in, flaps up, lift dumpers in, flight controls locked. Taxi checklist complete. Alright, let's get the camera back on. And the music as well. The background music. There we go. Okay, let's try to find Window. Where is he? Okay. Somehow the livery is changed into a Star Alliance special livery, that is. Yeah, there is. Yeah, well, at Hotel 4, so it's gonna be basically Whiskey 2. To which van is that?
Valencia traffic, Abel 636 on the left runway 1 to Valencia.
Let's get you off. Check you off as well. Once, twice. There we go. Yeah, taxi lights obviously. Is currently at stand number 5. Let's take number 4 then. Valencia traffic, Abel 070, Juliet now taxi to parking stand number 4 via Whiskey 2, Valencia. There goes window. Flaps up, check. What else? Weather radar soft, transponder set to transponder. Get that back to Toga. We'll check our touchdown rate when we park, yeah? We'll see. Fingers crossed it wasn't a hard landing. Swear up GSX. GSX. Come on, there we go. Select from map. Parking stand number
636. 4 my final runway 1 to Valencia.
4, wasn't it? Yeah, 4. Handling by Ryanair, alright. Windows on a short final. Cabin crew, dissolve doors and slides, please. Kimi is on a short final. I can see their landing lights. Let's see, we can, if we can park earlier than him landing, so we could plane spot him. "20 centimeters to go. Just a little bit stiff on the brakes. There we go. Brake set. Stop the chrono. Let's plane spot Kimmy, shall we? There goes Muedo just right on the right hand side. Parking stand 5. Parking stand 5. Here is the A319. There he is. Just touchdown. Welcome to Valencia, Kimi. Flying Abel Jets 70cc, Airbus A319-100. The Phoenix A319, that is. Mantap, welcome to Valencia. Alright, it's also vacating off the same exit taxiway. So, alright, let me now check what the landing rate was. I've got my phone here.
Abel 636 vacated from runway 12 via Hotel for Valencia.
Minus 111 feet per minute, not bad at all. 111. It's like a localizer frequency. Without the decimal 5. Alright, let's shut this thing down. We've got APU, the APU up and running. It's available as well, so engines 1 and 2 can come off. Let's get you off. Then you off as well, fuel pumps. What's that? Hello? And there goes JSX with the Gangnam style as usual. Whenever you did you know, a perfect parking like that. Once in a while the Marshall will do a Gangnam style dance. Let's get these heaters off. There we go, heaters off. Keep the APU running because I'm pretty damn sure it's very hot outside. Oh no, actually 28 degrees Celsius is actually a little bit cooler than the place where I currently resided. Alright, let's get the shocks on. APU as well. Open the board back door. After parking checks, parking brake set, disarm slides down, fuel lever shot, transponder 2000, standby. Seatbelts off, make sure your lights set, anti-icing not required, sorry, off, fuel pumps off, window improvements off, after parking checks complete. So now, question boarding. It's a jetway. Down we go. Let's also connect the GPU, shall we? Okay, so the APU can be relieved of the duty of providing electrical power, but still got to supply the bleed air for the cabin, that is. There goes. Welcome to Valencia. Kimi, thank you so much for flying with us, as well as Window, just right on our right hand side, flying the Swiss Air, no, sorry, not Swiss Air, Swiss International Airlines A320. There it is. And now with Window as well, for the whole team. Beautiful. The A320 is quite massive compared to the other two aircraft there, as you can probably tell. Oh, before we forget, folks, let's submit our flight log here to our website. Get my browser on, there we go. Go to flight logs and PIRAP, VATSIM automatic flight log and PIRAP, there we go. Flight simulator FS 2020, our call sign was Abel 070 Juliet. Our aircraft registration was Foxtrot Alpha Juliet Foxtrot, so evaluation, TCAS array at cruise. TCAS array at cruise, encountered. I think that should be it. Submit. Then if we go to Pilot's Lounge, flight logs and PIRAP, submitted flight logs and PIRAP, and go to the visualizer. You hopefully already logged our flight, which it did. There we go. Abel 070 Juliet from Zurich to Valencia. As you can see there, that's our ICAO code and flight number, the subsidiary that we flew for, Abel Jump. That's my name, departure airport, arrival airport, aircraft type that we flew, the aircraft registration, the simulator, the online network that we flew in the VATSIM network, also the SAF evaluation. Kimi's flight log should also appear here not long from now, hopefully. Using the PIRAP visualizer website, courtesy of our corporate president, that is ThomasCook221. Should be good. Let's move the screen now. Sorry, the browser. Take some screenshots before we conclude. Okay. Usually Window already has got, you know, some screenshots. There we go, he's got some. He's got one. Let me bring my browser back on. There we go, folks. Hey, Lalu's here. Hi, Lalu. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by. That's a beautiful shot, isn't it? That.
We have a message from @Lalu
There you go.
Muhammad Al-Haddad 5574. Makan roti bersama keluarga, minum kopi hangat di pagi hari. Salam karam Mas Faza. Maaf belum dapat hadir kali ini.
Nice, alright, Lalu. Thanks so much for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. That's a beautiful shot, folks. By Window, flying the Swiss Airbus A320. CEO in the Phoenix A320, that is. Beautiful shot. Yeah, right, let's get some more screenshots, shall we? Perhaps from the terminal? I think it has got some interior. Yeah, let's just increase the camera speed, shall we? There we go. Bit better. Because the parking lot's quite humongous. Or, you know, the airport size. Sorry, for the terminal size. Okay, it's got a basic interior here. But it's got those, like, fringes, which doesn't necessarily make things look good. What about this one? There we go. Yeah, the filter's not necessarily the best there, like the window tint, but there we go. It's got some basic interior there on the departure lounge, I think this is. Sorry, the departure waiting room. By the looks of it, we've got some people there. Someone on the phone. And also, yeah, that's about it. But sorry, regarding the interior. But there's another terminal there on the other side of the airfield. Sorry, of the airport. Okay, it's got another lower level by the looks of it. Let's take some more screenshots from here, I think. There goes the A319. And also the F70. I think Mado's got another screenshot. Yeah, he does. Just bear with me for a second. He's the group photographer, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, he's got the top-down view, like the bird's-eye view. Much better than ours. There we go. That's him, the Swiss A320. Kimi in the Abel Jets A319, and also me in the F70. Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot, mate.
Captain, we have a message from
Lalu again.
Muhammad Al-Haddad 5574. The drone is soaring through the blue. The navigation leads the way. My best regards to you and crew. I hope you have a perfect day.
It's been a good one, Lalu. Thank you so much for the poem, as usual there. Hope you're having. Hope you've had a great day as well. Back there, wherever you are watching this live stream from. Wait, let me try to list the names of the participants of this evening's group lights. Right. Alright, we'll do some more plane spotting session before we conclude. Let's remove the browser again. There we go. I'm wondering, why does the airport have like a massive southern apron there? Is it like the military area? Oh, it looks like an FBO or something. It's got so many helicopters there, like jet rangers, you've got citations. There he is again. What's that? Dude! I mean, you're not flying with us. Why would you even order something in the flight, Lalu? Come on. You should have joined. You should have joined. Oh, that's the old terminal and the old control tower, perhaps. Air Nostrum. It's like their MRO facility, I suppose. Cessna citation. Interesting. It's like the Cessna MRO facility, I suppose, or their citation jets. The cargo ramp. This is with those ULD3 containers. Aero Club of Valencia. Oh, they always put like real or real. I'm not entirely sure if they pronounce this as real or real in front of, you know, names of sports clubs, like Real Madrid, and also this one as well by the looks of it, Real Aero Club de Valencia. It's just like what they do in Spain, I suppose. That's the newer terminal, I think. Let's go there, shall we? This is the BMW scenery, by the way, and it's not the it's not the car brand. It's beautiful models of the world, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's definitely abbreviated as BMW. Oh my lord, take a look at that. There's a CRJ 900 hung over the ceiling there. Take a look. Iberia Regional. The Valencia Football Club as well. Oh, these guys are definitely proud of their home country by the looks of it. Gives the dashboards and the flight numbers. Got some shops there. Fortunately, the other bottom terminal is not modeled, that thing. There goes the land side. Valencia, Iberia, Maldives, interesting. Winter Wonderland, Iberia A320 Neo. Alicante. I should go to Alicante sometimes, I think. Valencia, the city of fun and science. Because the newer control tower. There's no interior to it, unfortunately, but that is alright. Some more parking lots. This thing, I don't know. Shopping center, perhaps? El Almacén del Lescano or something, I'm not entirely sure. Sorry. Got some shops there. Local shops. Aviation shops, interestingly. Innova Mediterraneo. Trip hotels. Compraventa de vehículos, or whatever it's called. Oh, now I understand why this section is like, modeled in the same, because it is very close to this taxiway, runway 30 I think this is. Yeah, it's very close to runway 30, so airplanes taxiing out from this area will definitely be able to see these landside buildings. Is that a Unimog? I know. I thought this was a Unimog for a second. Not entirely sure. Some military trucks. And some... Oh, perhaps this was the older control tower then, and the older terminal, which I don't think it's being... Sorry, it's still in use. I think it's been like deactivated or, it's not used anymore. This is the newer terminal as well, with the fringes on the windows, unfortunately, as you can see there. Yeah. Not necessarily the best views out there, but yeah, could be alright. Alright, let's roll on the bridge, shall we? Because I think everyone has landed. Kimi, Lalu, sorry, Kimi and Wendo. That is, let's just bring the credits here. There we go. Move it somewhere over here. Right, unfortunately we do not have any ATC service from any of the VATC airspaces that we flew into, but that is alright. It's just not our lucky day, I think. On the other hand, I would also like to deliver my gratitude to the participants of the group flight, namely Wendo, Chief Flight Operations Officer at Abel Jets Virtual Group, flying the Swiss A320 CEO there, and also Kimi, Second Officer at Abel Jets Virtual Group. Thank you so much for flying alongside us this afternoon, or this evening actually. I hope you've enjoyed the group flight. Let's now dismiss Elise and her crewmates. They've done an amazing job for today. Hi Elise, just want to let you know that you've done an amazing job with your crew miss this evening. Thank you so much for your hard work, and I'm looking forward for our next adventures in the white blue skies together. Until that time comes, stay safe and take care.
Thank you, Captain. I appreciate your kind words and will continue to ensure everything runs smoothly.
There she goes. Alright folks, if you are leaving us now, please don't forget to hit the like button. It will greatly help us to grow this YouTube channel. If you have thoughts, share beneath in the live chat as well as in the comment section of this live stream later on once this live stream is concluded. You can also interact with our Say Intentions to AI shipkit cabin crew using the available Say Intentions to AI shipkit commands. You can also share this live stream with your friends and colleagues in case that you wish to do so. If you haven't done so, folks, please also kindly subscribe to the Abel Jets Virtual Group YouTube channel for free, and don't forget to ring the bell just right next to the subscribe button somewhere over there, so you'll not miss any future content that we will make in this YouTube channel. If you want to support us financially, you can also head over to our social bus page at www.socialbus.com/AbelJetsGroup, or alternatively, you can also scan the QR code that is available on the left-hand side of the live stream there, and any amount of financial donation is greatly appreciated. Some perks of being a financial sponsor to the Abel Jets Virtual Group YouTube channel and the official airline group itself includes your names being listed on the running text beneath, and some other perks that you can check for yourselves again at our social bus page at www.socialbus.com/AbelJetsGroup, or through the QR code that is available there on the left hand side of the live stream. With that, folks, I think we can officially conclude this evening's live stream. Thank you so much for watching, especially those who stayed from the beginning till the end. Stay safe wherever you are watching this live stream from. And also stay tuned in the Abel Jets Virtual Group YouTube channel for our next adventures in the white blue skies together. Hopefully this Sunday we'll arrange something. But then again, I cannot necessarily show you yet at this point. So yeah, just stay tuned, I suppose. This is Freezing Falcon, founder and CEO of Abel Jets Virtual Group, signing out. Thank you very much for keeping our dreams aloft, and we shall see you guys hopefully in the next one, not long from now. Bye bye and take care, everyone.
It all started with a dream to connect the world, bring people closer together, as well as to diversify and unite the virtual skies. The day dawned crisp and clear at Honolulu International Airport. A maiden flight was going to take action.
Honolulu delivery, Abel 100 at seating 01, with information Alpha requesting IFR clearance to Hilo. Abel 100, Honolulu delivery, you are cleared to Hilo via Pale 3 departure, runway 04 left, squawk 1112.
Hilo ground, Abel Link 221, ready to taxi.
Abel Link 221, taxi link point runway 26 via Echo Alpha.
Taxi to link point runway 26 via Echo Alpha, Abel Link 221.
Abel 100, wind 22 degrees at 5 knots, runway 26 right, cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, runway 26 right, Abel 100.
legacy etched upon the horizon. Gaining wisdom from the past, it was then time for the next generations to put their own footprints and leave their legacy in the virtual skies. A new era was about to begin.
from all of us in flight simulation communities.
We are wishing Abel Jets Group
happy 10th anniversary. Happy 10th anniversary.
Thank you for keeping our dreams aloft. Here's to another 10 years of making progress to connect the world. To the skies, stars, and what lie above all of them. Our real journey has just begun.